2 days after Goa's tourism minister called rapists naive and small-time criminals, now Dilip Parulekar has come up with another shocker. He's added insult to injury, belittling the victim's trauma. This Goa minister says the gang rape could be nothing more than a stunt, as the relationship of the victim and the accused is unclear.
ज्या पद्धतीने पोलिसांना म्हाका रिपोर्ट केला हांवें रिपोर्ट घेतल्या त्या प्रमाणे
बट इट विल हार्म गोवाज इमेज इंटरनॅशनली एज अ टुरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन
हाज्या पयलीं सांगलां आतांय तुमकां परत सांगता टुरिजम एक्टिविटी ज्या जाग्यार चलता आनी फ्लरिश जाता त्या जाग्यार असल्यो गोश्टी बारीक मोठ्यो जाता आतां हातून कांय गोंयच्या भुरग्यांनी काय कोण इनवॉल्व ना किंवा गोंयकारांनी करूंक ना कोण तरी कोण भायले भुरगे हे आनी ती चलयां सुद्दां दिल्लीची चलयां दिल्लीची अजून काय फॅक्ट्स आणि फिगर म्हणटा तशें कांय येवंक ना भायर तेंचे कितें कनेक्शन आसा वो कसलो स्टंट आहा कितें आहा तें कांय कळना पुलीस इन्वेस्टिगेशन करता त्या भुरग्यांक 7 दिसाचो रिमांड घेतलेलो आसा डेफिनेटली एक फाल्यां भितर सगळी स्टोरी जी कितें एक्झॅक्टली आसा पळय ती कळटली.
Kashif, based on what evidence is the Goa Tourism Minister calling this as possibly a publicity stunt? Because not only have the victims testified, but also the cab driver talking in detail about how these ladies were forced into a cab, subsequently tortured and made to pose in objectionable ways.
Extreme insensitive comments coming in from the Goa Tourism Minister. First, his interviews to the local media, he goes on to say that the people who committed this heinous offense are not from Goa, the girls are not from Goa, and in places of tourism like Goa, such small and minor incidents happen. And after that, he also goes on to say that this is a very, very minor and irrelevant offense, and we should not highlight it so that the Goa's image is tarnished. So yes, I mean, these comments coming in from the Goa's tourism minister, first he said that, and later on he went on to give a clarification, and the clarification really not appealing to the opposition as well. The Goa Congress really organizing a morcha protesting against the comments, insensitive comments of the tourism minister. The Aam Aadmi Party in Goa is also planning a morcha to protest these comments from the minister. In fact, this is not the first time he's made such comments. The Goa cabinet has been known to make insensitive comments against women and crimes which have been committed in Goa. So really, this is something which the Chief Minister, which is going to address the press conference tomorrow, should answer as to how he plans to deal with his cabinet colleagues who have foot and mouth disease.
Absolutely. Kashif, just stay on with us, because also with us on the phone line is Congress spokesperson from Goa, Mr. Durga Das. What do you make of the tourism minister saying that he is worried that highlighting such crimes against women is going to tarnish the reputation of Goa as a tourism destination, Mr. Durga Das?
See, probably by the way the tourism minister has been making remarks, it clearly looks like the tourism minister has lost his mental balance. First of all, rape is a sensitive issue which has been taken place in Goa. That with two of the ladies. Bharatiya Janata Party speaks about women empowerment, and the tourism minister's statement is totally insensitive towards women in the country. This tourism minister is bringing a shame to Goa and Goans at international level by such nonsense statement. And the chief minister's silence on this issue clearly looks like that he endorses the tourism minister's remarks on this issue.
And exactly what hope will the victims even have of a fair probe when you have a sitting minister going all out to discredit them?
I totally agree with you. So the most problem is that there was no business for the tourism minister to make such a remark, because the police are doing their work and the investigation is under process. On one hand, the Bharatiya Janata Party's Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, speaks about Nari Shakti and women empowerment, and such ridiculous statement by the nonsense tourism minister, Mr. Dilip Parulekar, is bringing shame to Goa and Goans at international level. Mr. Parulekar needs to be sacked immediately from the Goa cabinet by the chief minister, or else it will be clear cut that the chief minister is supporting and endorsing the statement made by the Dilip Parulekar, who has been making nonsense statements for the last 2 months on each and every issue.
Absolutely, a sacking and nothing less than that. And more importantly, Mr. Durgadas Kamath, if the tourism minister is so worried about the reputation of Goa as a safe destination, the least he can do is to ensure women tourists especially that maybe the policing will be better and such episodes will not be allowed to recur, and that this one will be probed fairly.
Let me be on record on your channel. If the minister is not sacked within 24 hours, we are going to write to the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, on Monday as he would be back from the Bangladesh tour. We would inform the Prime Minister the way his minister has been commenting vaguely and insensibly in Goa, which is bringing bad name to Goa and Goa on the international level. We are not going to keep quiet on this issue. Our Youth Congress has already burnt effigies of the tourism minister today evening at around 4 o'clock. We are going to take this to the doorstep of the Prime Minister.
Absolutely, and we wonder why the Chief Minister hasn't bothered to react even now. Does he also think that these are small episodes that take place in places like Goa? Mr. Durgadas Kamath, thanks for joining us. In fact, he has nothing to say about his foot-and-mouth minister. The Goa Chief Minister stressed on the fact instead that neither the accused nor the victim are Goans.
It is also alleged that ATM card of theirs was used and amounts were withdrawn. Now, all these things, if you chronologically understand, thereafter it is said that they were raped by 5 people. I feel these things cannot happen in a crowded place like such. This is not a 5-minute incident. The stories that are being narrated commence from 7 or 7:30 in the evening, and the complaint probably was filed the next day afternoon. So, some new things would emerge out, I would say. Investigation is going on, and therefore I would not like to comment. One important thing that is to be noted is all the 5 and the 2 victims are non-Goans.
Let me go back to my colleague Kashif. Why is the government of Goa so intent on pointing out the fact that both the accused and the victims are not from Goa? So anyone coming from outside of the state doesn't deserve to be safe in it? What exactly is the relevance of these comments, Kashif?
Well, Parulekar, that's the question. Whether people who are not from Goa are not citizens, they are not humans, they don't deserve any dignity. That's the question the tourism minister needs to be asked. In fact, he goes on to say that why he's questioning why the victims lodged a complaint a day later. The incident occurred at 7:30 in the evening. He says the complaint was lodged next day in the afternoon, and there are many facets to the case. So at most, he's questioning the credibility of the victim statements. And at the moment when Goa police have come out and clarified that there were 5 people involved, all of them been arrested, and it's a clear open and shut case where the victims were picked up by these men and taken to a place and then raped, and they also robbed from taking the ATM cards, and this is what the police has come out and said. I don't understand how the tourism minister can come out and say that why the complaint was lodged was different, and how these victims as well as the alleged rapists are from outside Goa and not from the state.
Oh, absolutely. And has the Chief Minister even bothered to condemn what his Tourism Minister has said? Because as far as action is concerned, there's no word on that. But is he even bothering to condemn these comments as completely uncalled for?
Padma, condemn is a far-fetched word right now. The Chief Minister has not even reacted. We hope, as I was telling you earlier, there is a scheduled press conference of the Chief Minister tomorrow in Mapsa, where he's going to address the local media as well as national media. We hope to put a question to him and ask him about his cabinet colleagues' remarks over the course of the last 3 or 4 days, where he's been extremely insensitive and has been questioning the credibility of rape victims.
Absolutely insensitive doesn't even begin to describe it, because listen in for yourself to what the tourism minister had to say. First, he almost gave a clean chit to the perpetrators of this gruesome crime, calling them naive. And now he's trying to pass off this crime on women as a publicity stunt.
ज्या पद्धतीन पुलिसान म्हाका रिपोर्ट केला हांवें रिपोर्ट घेतल्या त्या प्रमाणे
But it will harm Goa's image internationally as a tourist destination.
हाज्या पयलीं सांगलां आतां तुमकां परत सांगता टुरिजम एक्टिविटी ज्या जाग्यार चलता आनी फ्लरिश जाता त्या जाग्यार असल्यो गोश्टी बारीक मोठ्यो जाता आतां हातून कांय गोंयच्या भुरग्यांनी कोण इनवॉल्व ना किंवा गोंयकारांनी करूंक ना कोण तरी कोण भायले भुरगे हे आनी ती चलयां सुद्दां दिल्लीची अजून काय फॅक्ट्स आनी फिगर म्हणटा पळय तशें कांय येवंक ना भायर तेंचें कितें कनेक्शन आसा वो कसलो स्टंट आहा कितें आहा तें कांय कळना पुलीस इन्वेस्टिगेशन करता त्या भुरग्यांक 7 दिसाचो रिमांड घेतलेलो आसा डेफिनेटली एक फाल्यां भितर सगळी स्टोरी जी कितें एक्झॅक्टली आसा पळय ती कळटली.
Kashif, is there a likelihood of this becoming a bigger political agitation against the BJP government in Goa? Because not only is the Congress now condemning what has happened, but also the Aam Aadmi Party. But before you answer that, let me also get in Congress spokesperson Shobha Oza. Shobha Oza, a tourism minister, after a gruesome rape, is more worried about the image of Goa being tarnished rather than getting justice to the victims. Do you think this man deserves to continue as a minister in the Goa cabinet?
See, not at all. He should immediately resign. The type of shameful statement he's been giving as far as this incident is concerned. First, he tried to justify it by giving a clean chit to the culprits, calling them knaves, calling them that they do not have any major cases against them. And now he's trying to again save these people. It is really shameful and disgusting, and this minister should immediately resign. And this shows the zero tolerance the Prime Minister has been speaking about for last 1 year as far as women atrocity is concerned. These are the people of his party, of his government, who make such shameful statements and try to save the culprits.
But what action can we even expect from the state government? Because even the chief minister is not talking about the actual merits of the entire case, but he is more interested in pointing out that both the perpetrator, the criminals and the accused are not from Goa, that the victims are from Delhi, as if that has any bearing on the case, Shobha Oza.
Actually, this very statements of such leaders show how insensitive they are to women issues and how insensitive they are to rape. In fact, the CM should have immediately taken action against the culprits and should have given statements wherein people feel safe in a tourist state like Goa. But here the scene is the opposite. The chief minister and the tourism minister seems to stand by the culprits and trying to make statements which will further encourage such culprits to engage in such gruesome crimes.
In fact, if anything, isn't this trying to fuel a kind of paranoia against people who are from outside the state of Goa, to point out that, listen, they're from Delhi, they are not Goans, and that for some reason is very pertinent to the case.